and feeling strong and supported there. Start to set up a nice tall spine, stacking your shoulders on top of your hips, your head right on top of your shoulders. Bring your chin parallel to the mat, right? And already just bring a small bit of engagement to your core here so that you feel nice and strong in the front body and the back body, right? We tend to, like when we're sitting or standing, we dump a lot into our backs. Let's take some of that weight and bring it to the front so we feel nice and even. Shrug your shoulders up by your ears, roll them back, right? Sort of giving yourself the cue to start to make room to breathe. Increasing that space in our heart and our lungs. And let's open our practice together, chanting 3 Ohms, right? Sharing this vibration from wherever we are. Letting it start to awaken our brains, our bodies, our spirits. Taking a deep inhale all together, really filling up here. For a few rounds of breath, just sit with that vibration. Notice how it starts to awaken your body, maybe tingling from the toes all the way to the top of your head. Bringing awareness inward, right? We're building up inward so that we can take it out into the world. Let the work in to take the work out. Start to engage your Ujjayi breath here. And let that breath guide you through the practice, no matter how hard or challenging an asana might be, right, today or any day. Always know that the breath is there, and just breathing is doing the yoga. And I invite you to keep your eyes closed if you're open to that concept, or blink them open, right? Just, you're gonna start to take a nice side stretch here like we always do. So as you inhale, pull your shoulders down your spine, take your arms out and up and reach up overhead. Notice the grounding down, right? It's not only about the reaching up, you're grounding down so that you can reach up. Tilt your head up if your eyes are open, gaze at your fingertips. If they're closed, just pretend that you are. Opening up your heart toward the sky. Breathe in a little bit more as you reach a little bit higher. And then exhale, take your arms down next to your side. Turn your palms toward the front of the room. And as you take the stretch this time, start to lead with your pinkies, really finding that rotation all the way down to your armpits here. Good, pulling your pinkies together up overhead, joining your pinkies and rolling through your palms so that your whole palm is pressing together. Good, and in this prayer, spread your fingers nice and wide. Take up lots of space up overhead as you press into the midline. Reach up a little bit higher here. And as you exhale, let your left hand come to your left hip on the ground. Take a nice big side stretch here, reaching up and over. Good, I still have this chronic knee injury that I can't get over, so I can't sit crisscross. You should hopefully be sitting a little more evenly than I am. Ground down through that right sit bone, reach up overhead. Let your gaze come up above your elbow here and just find space in your rib cage. Space down the whole side body here. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, reach a little bit further. And then as you inhale, reach back up overhead, just switch sides, warming up the body here. Grounding down through your left sit bone and your right hand, reaching up and over. Pulling your shoulder down away from your ear here. Right, using the warmth of the breath to open up a little bit further every time you exhale. Inhale, fill up. Good, as you exhale, take your hands back up overhead. This time, drop your left fingertips to the mat. Take your right hand to your left ear. So your whole palm is taking the side of your head. And then just gently pull your head towards your shoulder, your right shoulder, as you pull your left fingertips down toward the mat, finding a nice extension down the side of your neck. Good, just breathing here. Inhaling. Good, and then as you exhale, just tilt your chin in towards your armpit. Change the angle of the stretch a little bit. Notice the difference here. Maybe find a new area of your neck. Right, we hold a lot of tension there, just like we do in our hips. So breathe into it. Next inhale, turn your head back to center. Release your right hand down. Left arm reaches up toward the sky. And as you exhale, switch sides, take your hand to the outside of your right side of your head and start to pull gently, right? Trying to keep your shoulders pulling down. Think about your right fingertips really pulling down toward the mat. That'll help extend the stretch a little bit here. Good. Breathe it in. And then gently tip your chin in towards your armpit here. Gazing down. Keep reaching those right fingertips down. Exhale here. Good. Next inhale, reach it back up overhead. And then let's just take a quick twist. So take your left hand behind you as your right hand comes to the outside of your left leg. Sit up nice and tall as you inhale. And then as you exhale, start to twist your chest toward the side of the room. Let your gaze follow. Start to move your gaze toward the back of the room. Take an inhale here, grow a little bit taller. And as you exhale, twist a little bit deeper. One more time like that. Breathe in, really lengthen your spine. Exhale, take a twist, look behind you. Switching sides, inhale, just reach it up, reset. And as you exhale, take the left hand to the outside of the right leg. Right hand comes behind you, almost like a kickstand here. Roll your right shoulder back to open your collarbone and then start to take that twist. Gazing behind you, lengthening your spine as you inhale. And then exhale, take it a little bit deeper. Inhale here. And exhale. And just like with any twist that we do, it's all about keeping the hips squared and taking these twists from the rib cage up. So that's kind of like setting this up in a very basic sort of beginning way as we open the practice. Inhale, take it back up overhead. And then as you exhale, bring your hands in front of you. Roll over your knees. If your eyes are open, just gently close them again and just move a little bit, right? Do what feels organic and feels good for your spine today. Explore your body. Figure out what feels good, what feels tight, right? Just keep it in mind. Everything's okay. Everything's going to be different every day. Just honor that and use your breath to work it a little bit deeper. Good. Maybe take some circles with your hips, or a lazy up dog can feel good. Just breathe it out. Just move. Right? Keeping your eyes closed, you can focus a little bit more on what's going on inside of you rather than any distractions outside of you. 2 more breaths like this, just moving, breathing it out. Beautiful. Then come back to tabletop position. Set up a nice, stable, strong tabletop, right? Fingers spread nice and wide, wrists right under your shoulders here, knees right under your hips. Engage your core. Almost feel like you're squeezing a block in between your legs. Really engage into the midline in every way. And as you inhale, start to arch your spine, spread your collarbone, pull your heart forward, gaze moves up, tailbone toward the sky. And then as you exhale, press into the mat to tuck your tailbone down, drop your chin, round it in. Gaze at your navel. Inhale, arch it up, just warming up the spine here. Exhale, round it down, press into the mat. Again, inhale, arch it up. Exhale, round it down. Beautiful. Coming back to center here. Ground your left hand into the mat. Take your left leg, stretch it straight out behind you. Think about squaring your hips by squeezing your outer hips to the midline. Left toes are pointing down. Then reach your right arm forward. Gaze gently at the top of the mat here, a nice long neck, right? One nice long line stretching from your fingertips to your toes. Reach it a little bit further. And then as you exhale, press into the mat with your knee in your hand as you round it in, touching elbow to knee. Inhale, extend it out. Use your core to move your limbs. Exhale, round it in. Last time here, inhale, stretch it out, hold it here. And either hold it where you are or start to reach around for the bind. I know it's early, right? Reach into the pinky toe edge of that back foot, opening up your right shoulder here. Gaze and heart are moving forward. Chest is squared toward the front of the room. Inhale here. As you exhale, release the bind if you have it. Stretch it out again. And then everybody meet back in tabletop position. Good. Switching sides. Stretch that right leg strongly out behind you. Point those toes down toward the mat. Square your hips. Engage your core. And then as you inhale, extend your left arm forward. Reaching your fingertips in front of you. Nice long neck here. Don't arch your spine. Engage your core. One more breath. And And then as you exhale, start to round it in. Keep your foundation strong, pressing into the mat with your right hand and your left knee. Inhale, extend it back out. Exhale, round it in. Inhale, extend it out, either hold it here nice and strong and steady, or take the bind, reaching for the pinky toe edge so that you can open up your left shoulder toward the front of the room, keeping your chest square and forward. Take an inhale here. Exhale, one more breath, breathe in. As you exhale, extend back out if you have the bind. Good, then hand and knees, come back to the mat. Touch your big toes together and just sit back in a child's pose here. Walking your fingertips out in front of you so that your arms are up off the mat. You're kind of tenting your fingers, right? Pressing forward as you send your hips back. And then pull your shoulders down your back. So much opposition in this pose. Really finding length in your arm. Inhale here. And exhale. Good, then drop your forearms to the mat. Start to slide yourself forward. We're going to come into puppy pose. So you're only going to come as forward as you can to have your hips over your knees. Your knees are on the outsides of the mat. You're going to walk your hands forward and start to place your chest down onto the mat. And then your chin, right? So you're really sticking your tailbone up toward the sky. Right? If it's too hard to have your chin on the mat, just bring your head down so that your forehead's on the mat, but try to look forward here. Reach your arms forward, send your hips back, and then either stay here, start to roll over your pinkies and open your palms up toward the sky, pressing into your elbows here, dragging your arms back. They're not going to move, but having that traction to open up in your armpits and your triceps. Take an inhale here. Exhale. If your palms are flipped, send them back into the mat. As you inhale, just roll forward onto your belly, coming into a Sphinx pose here, right? Adjust your stance. Elbows are right under your shoulders. Press your forearms into the mat. Press your feet into the mat, the tops of your feet, and then pull into the midline. Good. Pretend like you're dragging your arms back as you pull your heart forward. Engage your core here so that you don't dump anything to your lower back. Open your heart. Breathe it out. Inhale here. And then as you exhale, release your torso down to the mat. Walk your fingertips back towards your ribs. Take an inhale here. Just take a cobra or lazy up dog. Gaze moves up. And then as you exhale, tuck your toes, send your hips up and back into your first downward facing dog. Pedaling it out here. Setting up your foundation, making sure that you feel comfortable, right? Your heels may or may not touch the mat. It's okay. They're moving in that direction, right? Everybody's joints are different. So just set up a nice strong foundation. Good. Press the four corners of your palms into the mat. Maybe lift your fingertips off the mat. Feel the length in your side bodies. Good. And think about rotating the eyes of your elbows forward, kind of rolling your shoulders out, making space for your neck, right? Almost like your neck is coming out of a turtle shell. Good. Pedaling it out. Breathing in and breathing out. As you take an inhale, send your right leg all the way up toward the sky, three-legged dog. Bend your knee, open your hip. Right, we welcome this stretch every practice, just opening up the hip joint. Start to make some slow, juicy circles with your knee bent or your knee straight, right? Depends what feels good today. Take it nice and slow, maybe pausing in a tight spot to send an extra breath. Then switch directions if you haven't already. Keep sending your chest back toward your thigh. One more round. Next, inhale, send your left foot all the way up toward the sky, three-legged dog. As you inhale, roll forward to plank, hugging your knee in towards your chest. Good, and then as you exhale, place your right foot to the outside of your right hand, coming into an early lizard here, right? Mixing things up. It's gonna feel a lot different than when we do like a mid-practice lizard, because our hips aren't quite warmed up yet. But your foot is on the outside, both hands on the inside, up on your fingertips here. Good, pressing into the ball of the big toe of your left foot as you pull your heart forward. Rock back and forth. Good. And then press into your hands or your fingertips, straighten your right leg, come into this nice long pyramid pose here, folding inside your leg. As you inhale, take it back into lizard, bending your right knee, pulling your heart forward. And then as you exhale, start to straighten and fold. Last time here, bend into your knee, gaze is forward. As you exhale, straighten and fold. Let's hold it here. You can either walk your fingertips way out in front of you to lengthen your spine. You can bring your forearms down. Do what feels good. Then take the focus to your right foot. I want you to lift your toes up off the mat, right? So not your whole foot, just your toes. Press into the ball of your right big toe. And feel that engagement all the way up your right leg as you pull your right hip into the center line, right? Squaring your hips. One more breath. Next, inhale, lift your torso, bend into your right knee, drop your left knee to the mat. Scoot your right foot a little bit more toward the midline here, and then just sweep your arms up toward the sky, coming into Anjaneyasana. Opening up the front body, the front of the left hip. Breathing here. Good, tuck your tail under. Inhale here. Good, then press into your left knee and your right foot to lift your torso. I think we did this last week. Pull your arms into goalpost position. Really tuck your left tailbone down towards your knee, lengthening the front of your left hip. And then exhale, start to let it go as you open up in Anjaneyasana, straighten your arms. Inhale, take it nice and slow, really tuck in, feel the lengthening in the front of your left hip. Exhale, drop it back down, Anjaneyasana, gaze is up. Last time here, come up, pull it into the midline. Exhale, drop it back into Anjaneyasana. Hands come to either side of your front foot. Tuck your left toes, step it back to downward facing dog. Breathe it in, pedal it out. Good, then start to lift your left leg up toward the sky, three-legged dog. Engage your core here. And then as you exhale, open your hip. Think about stacking your left hip on top of your right. And then start to make those nice, yummy circles. Breathing energy and life into your hips. Switch directions. Beautiful. Then send your left leg all the way back up toward the sky. Keep reaching your toes high. And as you exhale, roll it forward into plank. Hug your knee in, engage your core. Press into the mat with the palms of your hands. And as you exhale, start to bring your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Both hands on the inside here. High on your fingertips, pulling your heart forward. Pressing your right heel back. Good. Sway back and forth a little bit. Opening up the hip. Breathe it out. And then press into your left foot to straighten your leg as you fold forward into this nice long pyramid. Inhale, come back to the lunge. Exhale, straighten to fold. Inhale, one more time, come forward. This time as you exhale, straighten and fold. Pull that left hip back and in. Walk your fingertips out in front of you for a nice long spine, or bring your palms or forearms down to the mat. Good, thinking about pulling your left hip in and back, and then just bring your toes up off the mat on the left side. Press into the ball of that left toe mound. Feel the energy moving all the way up your leg. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. Next, inhale, bend back into your left knee. Start to scoot your foot back to the midline so that your hands are on either side of your front foot. Drop your right knee to the mat. Take an inhale here and just sweep your arms up overhead. Send your heart toward the sky, opening up. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. Good, and then we're gonna do those little pulls. So press into your left foot and your right knee. Pull your torso more upright as you take your arms in the goalpost. Tuck your right tailbone down. Lengthen the front of the right hip here. Exhale, take it back to Anjaneyasana. Inhale, bring it up, pull it all in. Exhale, take it back out. Last time here, pull it in, pull your arms down, shoulders away from your ears, engage into the midline. As you exhale, pull it back down into Anjaneyasana. Hands come to either side of your front foot. Tuck your back toes, step back to downward facing dog. And then slowly walk your feet to the top of the mat. Arriving there with your feet hips width distance apart. Pressing all four corners of your foot into the mat as you fold down. Grabbing opposite elbows here if it feels good. Really let your head hang heavy. Maybe crisscrossing your arms behind your calves. Pulling yourself a little bit deeper. Sending your sit bones up toward the sky. Then wherever you are, just gently bend into your knees. Find some opening in the backs of your legs, kind of like right where your legs meet your tush. Feel that opening there. And with that space, start to straighten your legs again, maybe fold a little bit deeper. One more breath. And then whichever bind you have, release it. Let your arms hang heavy as you press your feet into the mat. Bend your knees, tuck your toes. Tuck your chin, good. Pull yourself slowly all the way up to stand. Arms come out and up, gaze moves up. Press your palms, and then bring that prayer to heart center. Closing your eyes here, hopefully already feeling some heat being built. Getting ready to start moving with our breath. Set a quick intention for your practice here as you start your day and kind of start your week. Good. Then letting your eyes blink open, hands come to the side of your body. Toe here, your toes and heels to touch at the top of the mat. Let's just get warmed up, following our breath with 2 Surya Namaskar, Sun Salutation A. So as you inhale, reach your arms up overhead, maybe palms press, maybe they don't. Exhale, fold down over straight legs. Inhale, lengthen to look forward. Exhale, plant your palms, step or jump back, lowering down to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Pull your heart through your shoulders, press the top of your feet into the mat. Exhale, push it back, downward facing dog. Breathing here, setting up, right? It's always like a kind of like a homecoming when we come to downward facing dog. It's familiar, it feels good. It's a chance to reset in the middle of the practice, right? It's kind of like our home. So just be comfy here. Paddle out your legs if you need to. Maybe lift your fingers up off the mat. Just take notice of where your body is. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, rise up, reach up, palms press, tuck your tail down. Don't arch your back too much. Exhale, arms by your side, Tadasana. One more time. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, lengthen to look forward. Bring a little more weight into your toes as you do that. And then exhale, plant your palms, step or jump back to lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Pull your armpits up away from the mat. Rotate the eyes of your elbows forward. Good. Feel that lift. Everything feels more buoyant, like it's not sinking down, right? Everything's kind of lifting actively up away from the mat. One more inhale here. As you exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, rise up, reach up, palms press. As you exhale, arms by your side, Tadasana. Hooking your thumbs out in front of you, moving on to this like dance of the Jivamukti Sun Salutations. As you inhale, reach up, arch back, gaze moves up. Exhale, bend knees, swing arms, clasp hands, fold it down over straight legs. Inhale, hands to the mat, step your right foot back to a lunge, gaze ahead. Exhale, left foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, rolling forward to plank. Exhale, lower Chaturanga, gaze ahead. Inhale, upward facing dog. Press your palms into the mat to lift your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Squeeze your arms into your ribs. Inhale, slide it forward to cobra. Exhale, push it back, seat to heels, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot forward to a lunge. Exhale, left foot forward, fold it down. Inhale, bend knees, hook thumbs, reach up, look up, arch it back. Exhale, bend knees, swing arms, clasp hands, fold it down. Inhale, hands to the mat, left foot steps back to a lunge. Exhale, right foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower down, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, forward to cobra, stay low. Exhale, push it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhale, right foot forward, fold it down. Inhale, bend knees, hook them, reach up, look up, arch back. As you exhale again, bend knees, swing arms, clasp hands, fold down, pull those knuckles up. Let's hold it here for a breath. Press down into your feet. Feel your sit bones separating and reaching up toward the sky. Good. From here, keep your arms clasped, bend into your knees. Try to keep your chest attached to your thighs here as you pull your heart forward. Right, getting ready for ski season here. You're like a downhill skier. Pull your heart forward, send your hips and your knuckles back. Exhale, fold it down. 2 more times like that, following the breath. Inhale, pull your heart forward. Keep your arms reaching back. Exhale, fold. Drop your head. Last time here, pull it forward as you drop your hips. Exhale, fold down over straight legs. Release your hands to the mat. Step your right foot back to a lunge. This time as you exhale, send your left foot back up to 3-legged dog. Pausing here. Take a deep inhale, reach your toes a little bit higher. As you exhale, roll forward to plank, hug your knee in towards your chest. Inhale, take it all the way back up, 3-legged dog. As you exhale, step your left foot in between your hands, press into your feet and rise all the way up to high lunge. Good, take a breath here, set it up. Squeeze those outer hips in. Reach your heart up to the sky. Good, nice deep bend in your front knee. Think about your left thigh being parallel to the mat here. And then without moving that, just bend a little bit into your right knee here. Tuck your tailbone, similar to what we did at the beginning. And then exhale, straighten it back out. Try not to move your torso. Inhale, bend, really press into the ball of that big toe. Exhale, straighten it back out. One more time. Bend it in. Exhale, straighten out. Lift your heart up toward the sky and then take a twist to the left. Opening your heart to the left side, extending your arms in opposite directions, squeezing your hips. One more breath here. And either stay here, take the reverse, taking your hand to the back leg, reaching your right arm up and back. One more breath here. Oh, I got balance today. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Step back to plank, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slide it forward to cobra. Exhale, push it back, downward facing dog. Inhale your right foot forward to a lunge. Ground that left palm. Take this nice open twist. It's a nice reset here. Good. Squeeze your outer hips in. Twist from your rib cage. Maybe take your hand to the back of your head for that extra tricep stretch here. Gaze is up. One more breath. As you exhale, right hand down, left foot steps forward, fold it down. Inhale, bend knees, hook, thumbs reach up, look up, arch back. Last time here, bend knees, swing arms, clasp hands, fold it down. Inhale, hands to the mat. Left foot steps back to the lunge, gaze ahead. Exhale, right foot sweeps all the way up, 3-legged dog. Pause here, square those hips. Inhale here. As you exhale, roll forward to plank, hug your knee in towards your chest. Next inhale, sweep it all the way back up, 3-legged dog. And as you exhale, step your right foot in between your hands. We'll meet in high lunge. Good. Think about that back foot. You can't see it, but think about your heels stacked right over your toes. Deep bend in that front knee. Tuck your tailbone under. Pull your heart up toward the sky. Good, and with that nice stability in your front leg, just gently bend into your left knee. Exhale, straighten it back out. Feel the extension in the front of your left hip. Inhale, bend it down, maybe tuck your tail a little bit. Exhale, straighten it out. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, straighten it out. Lift your heart up toward the sky, and then exhale, take that nice twist. Reaching in opposite directions, gaze behind. Inhale here. Exhale. Either stay here or take the reverse. Right hand to the back of your left leg. Left arm reaches up and back. One more breath. Exhale, hands come down. Step back, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slide it forward to cobra. Exhale, seat to heels, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward, lunge, plant your right hand, take this nice twist here, opening up. Breathe it out. Take your hand to the back of your head if you did on the other side, press it back, open up a little bit more. And as you exhale, left hand down, right foot steps forward, fold it down. Inhale, bend knees, hook thumbs, reach up, look up, arch it back. Gaze up, press those feet down. Exhale, arms by your side, Tadasana. Beautiful. Right? That's always a good way to sort of warm up the body, connect the breath and the movement. Good. Reset, check in, ground down. Beautiful. On your next inhale, let your eyes blink open, toes and heels are touching at the top of the mat. Bend your knees deeply, come into Utkatasana. Good, drop your hips, lift your heart, tuck your tailbone. One more breath here. As you exhale, bring your hands to heart center. We're gonna take a twist to the right. So I want you to hook your left arm to the outside of your right leg. Spread your fingers nice and wide as you press your hands together in prayer. Stack your elbows. Good, hold it here. Or open up your arms, find some extension, keep your gaze moving up. Inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, come back to prayer if you've opened your arms. Start to gaze down in front of your feet. Take the weight to your right foot, and then start to lift your left leg off the mat and slowly as possible, send it back into a lunge. So you're sending it to the back of the mat. Whew. Good, so now you're in a twisted lunge. Maybe drop your left knee to the mat. If you need to reset, you can keep it there, or start to lift your knee off the mat, pulling your hips up toward the sky. And then yogi's choice, you can open up your arms, you can come like bring your top arm over your ear, take the bind. Do what feels good to you today, and just pause. Keep your legs nice and strong, bring your focus to your foundation. Use that to lift up and engage. One more breath here. If you have the bind, release it. Next inhale, come all the way up to high lunge and then open up into warrior two. Breathe it out. Inhale here. As you exhale, press into your right foot to straighten your leg, reach your arms up overhead. Good, it's like a little palate cleanser for our right thigh. Take it back to warrior two. Inhale, reach it out. Feel both feet pressing into the mat. Exhale, take it back to warrior two. Then press into the outer edge of your back foot and spin your left arm up toward the front of the room, coming into warrior one. Hips are nice and square. Good. Keep pulling your right hip back, left hip forward. Hands come to your lower back as you inhale here. Extend your arms down, straighten that front leg one more time, make lots of space. And then as you exhale, start to bend into your right knee, folding to the inside of your right leg, coming into humble warrior here. Good. Press into those feet, especially your right heel. See what happens when you bring your focus there. Press into your heel, feel your hips lift up as the crown of your head pulls your torso down. Inhaling here. Exhale. One more breath. On your next inhale, release your hands as you bring your torso halfway up. Hands come to either side of your front foot. Spin onto your left toes. So all your toes are facing forward. Plant your left hand into the mat. Take this nice open twist. And then start to come to the outer edge of both of your feet. So your hand is parallel to your right foot. You're on the pinky toe edge of both of your feet. And as you drop your hips, reach your right arm back behind you. Feel the opening in your outer hips. Then press into the outer edges of those feet to lift your hips as you reach your arm up and over. Exhale, take it back down. Feel this nice juicy outer hip stretch. Exhale, pull it back forward. Last time here, drop your hips. Exhale, take it up and over. Keep your arm going as you start to bring your both hands to the inside of your left leg. Coming back into this lizard pose. Drop your left knee to the mat. Untuck your left toes. Good, and then just rock side to side. There's so many yogi choices in lizard pose, right? You can stay up on your palms, come down to your forearms. Do what you need to do here. Good. Wherever you are, before we start to sort of open up, I want you to squeeze in. So plant your right foot into the mat and then consciously pull your right knee in toward your shoulder. So you can be up on your hands doing this or down on your forearms, whatever feels good. I want you to really pull that knee in toward the midline, squeezing it against the outer shoulder. Good. Hold it here for one more breath. Really engage it. And then as you exhale, start to roll to the outside of that right foot, opening your knee to the side. Good. Maybe taking your right hand to the inside of your right leg to open up into galaxy. And then either staying here and breathing into this openness or starting to take the bind. Grabbing your foot with your right hand. Good. Before you pull it in, I want you to open it up. So kick your foot back into your hand. Open up your shoulder to the side. So lengthen your side all the way down your right arm. And then as you exhale, start to pull your heel in towards your hip. First, open your heart to the sky as you pull it in, twisting open. And then either stay here or keeping the bind, start to turn your torso down more parallel to the mat. Sort of changing the angle of the stretch in your quad. Folding down, inhale here. Exhale, one more breath, take it in. As you exhale, release the bind if you have it, plant your hands in the mat, step it back to downward facing dog. Good, pedaling it out. Inhale here. And exhale. Last time, breathe in. As you exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, bend your knees deeply, Utkatasana. Drop those hips. And as you exhale, bring your hands to prayer. Let's take the twist to the other side. So right arm to the outside of your left thigh. Good. Open those fingers nice and wide. Find lots of space, right? Lots of surface area to press and open. Think about stacking your elbows if you're staying in the prayer. You can open up if you like. Breathe it in. And breathe it out. Inhale here. And exhale. If you've opened your arms, bring them back to prayer. Take your gaze out in front of you. Really feel your left foot pressing into the mat as you start to lift your right heel, then your whole right foot as you send your right foot all the way back behind you into a lunge. Good. Maybe you drop your right knee, set your feet up. Good. Coming into the twist. So you can lift your back leg up, open your arms, send your left arm up and over, right? Do what feels good. Explore it. And when you find a good place, just stay there and breathe. Take the bind if you'd like. Your heart's opening up toward the side of the room wherever you are. Inhaling here and exhaling. If you have the bind, release it. On your next inhale, what did I do next? Shoot. I think come all the way up to high lunge. I just lost myself. Good. Bend deeply to that front knee and then open up into warrior two. Press into your front leg, reach your arms up overhead, take a break here. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reach it up, gaze moves up, tailbone pulls down. Exhale, warrior two. Last time here, reach it up, find a stretch in the side body. As you exhale, take it back down to warrior two. Press into the outer edge of that back foot and pull yourself forward into warrior one. Right? Keep pulling your hips square toward the front of the room. Take a deep inhale as you reach. And exhale, bring your hands to your lower back. As you stretch your arms straight behind you, straighten your leg, find lots of space in the front body. And then as you exhale, bend into your right knee. Use that space to fold forward and then down inside your left leg. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. Press into those feet. Bring your attention to your left heel this time. Feel how that pressing into your left heel, the sole of your foot can really lift your hips from like the bottom side up. Inhale here. And exhale. Last breath. Let your head drop. Inhale, bring your torso all the way back up. Release your hands. Your right hand down to the inside of your left foot. Bring your right heel up to the sky and just take this nice open twist again, getting set up for these nice outer hip stretches. Good. From here, start to come to the outer edge of both of your feet. Press into that outer edge to lift your hips as you reach up over your head. And then exhale, drop your hips, reach behind you toward the back of the room. Inhale, press to lift and lengthen. Exhale, drop as you reach behind you. Last time, lift it up, hold it here, and then keep your arm moving forward and then down, coming into a lizard. So both hands on the inside of your left foot. Get your back foot set up. You can stay up on your toes. Bring your knees down. Spend a couple of moments here, just rocking it out. And then again, wherever you are, before we start to open up, we're going to squeeze in. So up on your hands or down on your forearms. Consciously hug your left knee in towards your left arm or shoulder here. Really feeling that engagement. Pull it in, hold it here, squeeze it tighter for 2 more breaths. Exhale, 1 more inhale. Whew. And then as you exhale, start to let your left leg open to the side as you come to the outer edge of that left foot. Maybe taking your left hand, encouraging it open a little more as you start to twist your heart open to the sky. Breathing in, letting it go. And then either staying here or working toward the bind. First grabbing the outside of the back foot and then kicking your foot back to open your left shoulder here. Good. And then as you exhale, start to pull your heel in towards your seat. Keep twisting your heart up to the sky for the first few breaths. Opening up. Inhale. And then if you have the bind, keep it and start to turn your torso down toward the mat. Maybe feeling a different part of your quad. Inhaling here. As you exhale, release the bind if you have it. Plant your hands down onto the mat. Step back to lower down chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhaling here. Exhale it out. Inhale here. As you exhale, step your right foot forward. Let's rise up into warrior 1. Good. Outer edge of that back foot. Pressing into the mat, pulling your hips forward. Exhale, open it up to warrior 2. Inhale, flip and reverse your warrior. And as you exhale, let's come into extended side angle. Again, yogi's choice. Modify it by pressing your arm into your leg and lifting your torso up and forward, like launching it forward. Hand to the outside of your right foot or to the inside. Good. Wherever you are, you're stacking your hips, pulling your heart to the side of the room. Maybe take the bind if you have it. Inhaling here and exhaling. Good. Then wherever you are, whichever version of extended side angle you decide to take, I want you to bring the focus to your right foot and then press into your right foot to straighten your leg into this long triangle here. Good. Feel the opening in the inseam of your right leg. And then exhale, bend it back into your extended side angle. You can do this if you're bound too. Good. Press into that foot to straighten. Feel the lengthening up the inside of your leg. And then exhale, bend it back into extended side angle. Last time, let's take it into triangle. If you have the bind, release it. You can stay in this nice long stance for triangle, or you can walk your back foot in wherever you're comfortable. Good. Always thinking in these triangles that take the hip crease on the bottom, think about lifting it up so that you're not like sinking down into it, as if you have a little egg there or something that you don't want to smush. Inhale here and exhale. On your next inhale, bring your left hand to your left hip, bend into your right hand, your right knee, walk your fingertips of the right hand back out in front of you and make your way into half moon. Good. I want you to come into it with a bent like this. So try to keep your standing leg bent as you start to peel your hips open. Good. And then when your hips are stacked, then press your legs straight. See if you notice some new engagement there. Good. Nice and strong. Keep pressing that top foot back toward the back of the room. Gazes up. If you have your balance, you always have the option to take Shavasana with the bind. Sugar cane. Good. Do what feels good. Inhaling here. and exhaling. If you have the bind, release it. Start to bring your left hand down as your torso moves parallel to the mat. Left toes are facing down. Your legs are a nice right angle, outer hips squeezing in. Good. Make sure your hands are right under your shoulders here so you can lengthen your spine forward. And then as you exhale, I want you to round your spine, pull your knee in towards your chest here. Use your core. As you exhale, extend it back out. Inhale, round it in. Last time, extend it back out, a little core work there. Then lengthen forward and start to walk your hands back towards your right foot, coming into a standing leg split. Staying here and breathing, maybe walking, taking part of a bind or a full bind. Maybe working on your handstands. Good, we're gonna spend 3 more breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. Good, if you're doing handstands, hop back and do your vinyasa. If you're still in your standing split, let your left foot float to the back of the mat. Step your right foot back directly to downward facing dog or take it to plank and move through your vinyasa. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. Good. From downward facing dog, step your left foot forward, rise up to warrior one. Square it forward consciously with your hips. And from there, open your hips down to the side of the room, warrior two. Inhale, flip and reverse your warrior, really find space in that side body. And as you exhale, come into your version of extended side angle. Good, and get deep into it. Use your breath, every breath, to get a little deeper. A little more challenging, right? Keep bending into that left knee, don't come off of it, right? Press into those feet. One more breath here. Inhaling. And then wherever your hands are, bind, no bind, or up on your leg, start to press into your left foot to straighten your leg into this long triangle. And then exhale, bend back down. Good, really think about pressing into that foot. Use that strength to straighten your leg. Use those muscles, build it up from the bottom. Good, straighten it out. Exhale, bend. Last time here, come with a straight left leg. Release the bind if you have it. Make your way into your version of triangle. So maybe move your back foot in. Do what feels comfortable here. And then stack your hips. Gaze is up. Nice and strong in the legs. One more breath. As you exhale, bring your right hand to your right hip. Bend into your left knee. Keep it bent as you walk your left fingertips forward, making your way into this half moon. But start with the bent leg. So with your knee gently bent, start to open your hips to the side of the room. And then kind of blossom open as you straighten both legs out in their respective directions, right? Feel the strength that you've created by doing that. Engage your core, gaze is up if you have the balance. Maybe take the bind. Really think about stacking those hips. Pull your left tail, sit bone down toward your left heel. Tuck it down, good, one more breath. If you have the bind, release it. Square your hips down, walk your hands out under your shoulders so you have a nice long spine. Right toes are facing down, right leg is parallel to the mat. As you inhale, extend your gaze and your heart forward. And then exhale, bend your right knee, tuck it in towards your chest. Use your core. Inhale, extend it out, lengthen your front body. Exhale, pull it in. Last time, extend it back out. And from here, you can start to walk your hands back towards your leg, coming into standing split. Work on your handstand, yogi's choice here. Good. If you're staying in standing split, really think about engaging your core and using that to lift your right toes a little higher. Maybe slightly bend into your left knee here. And then use the strength of your foot to straighten and lift a little bit more. One more breath wherever you are. Handstanders can hop back to a vinyasa. Splitters can drop their right leg to the back of the mat. And then step back to either down dog or through a vinyasa. Again, we'll meet in downward facing dog. And when you get to downward facing dog, just drop your knees to the mat. Big toes together. Let's take a pause in child's pose. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. Beautiful. 2 more breaths. Beautiful. From your child's pose, walk your hands out in front of you if they're not. Press into your palms, tuck your toes, straighten your legs back to downward facing dog. And from downward facing dog, you're gonna step or walk or jump or float all the way to the top of your mat into yogi squat. So feet to the outside of your hands. Taking some time here, right? Get your feet kind of settled in. Takes a little adjustment here. So rock side to side. And then get to a place where you can find some stillness, where you can feel your feet nice and steady in the mat, pressing down. Use your elbows. You can bring your hands to prayer if it's comfortable. Use your elbows to open your knees and then lift your heart. And from this position, it's awkward, but try to tuck try to bring your belly in and up. Engage your core here. Pull your shoulders down. Good, breathe. Okay, we haven't done this in a few classes, so here we go. We're gonna keep pressing your knees open, and then I want you to take your right heel up off the mat. Keep pressing your knees open. Hold it here. Try to keep your heart reaching up and forward. And then exhale, bring that right heel down. Inhale, left heel comes up. Keep pressing those legs open. Exhale, bring it down. Last time here, bring both heels up if you can. Good, find some steadiness, find a steady gaze. One more breath, keep the hips dropping as you press your legs open. Whew. Exhale, bring both heels down. Bring your arms to the inside of your shins here, kind of like along, like so that your hands are on the inner ankle. Keep pressing your legs open here as you start to dive down inside your legs. Let your head drop. I love this stretch at the end. It feels so good. Really feel your hips heavy. Try not to hold there. Try to let it go. Really let them sink. And then you can release your hands forward, maybe walk them forward in a downward facing dog kind of position. Good, just stretching forward as your hips reach back. One more breath here. Good. Then very carefully, there's probably no graceful way to do this, with some balance, come to sit all the way down on your seat. Keep your knees bent, but walk your feet out in front of you a little bit. So you're kind of like in this bug pose. I don't know what else to call it. Okay, bring your hands behind you here. Make sure your feet are nice and steady in the mat. That'll kind of tell you that your legs are in a good position. And then we're just gonna rock side to side. So take your left hip down, lift your right hip up as you drop your inner right knee down, outer left knee down. And then switch sides. Good, really feeling some extension as you inner rotate the leg that's going down. Good. Switching sides, following your breath. Just warming up those inner thighs. We do a lot of outward rotation. We've got to get into this inner rotation. It's so hard to find. Good. And just breathe it out. One more time to the left. Good, and from the left, keep your right leg down. Just walk your left leg in a little bit so that the outer edge of your left foot can be on your outer edge of your right leg, if that makes sense, your right thigh. And just twist a little bit further. Nice and open here. And then come back to center, plant your left foot back down, take it to the right, lift your right foot off the mat, outer edge of your right foot on the outer edge of your left thigh, and just kind of lift your spine as you press your legs down and open up. Beautiful, back to center here. Again, from this position, let's start to fold forward. Think about really, especially the inner edge of your feet, keep that connected to the mat as you fold, right? Don't let your legs, don't let your feet flop open, let your legs press open instead. You can even use your hands to press your feet down and then open your knees to the side. It's a tiny movement, but very powerful. One more breath here. On your next inhale, come all the way back up to seated. Extend your legs out to the side, coming into a straddle. Bring your hands behind you, lengthen your spine. Press your seat down. And then exhale, start to fold forward. Walk your fingertips, keep your heart open. You want to think about a nice long front body here. So you may not come as low. Start on your forearms and then keep pulling your heart forward. Engage your core and pull yourself down. Good. Beautiful. You can let your head go. Inhaling here and exhaling. Walk it back up. Start to turn your torso over your left leg here, and then fold down over your left leg. Try to bring your heart straight down over your leg, right? Square your shoulders down. Think about keeping your right sit bone grounded down, and then point your right toes away from you. So you're like pulling your right leg away as you fold in the opposite direction. Noticing that engagement, maybe micro bending that right knee a little bit, and then stretching it back out, finding a little more space in the inner thigh. One more breath, and then start to drop your left hand, forearm down inside your left leg and just take this nice open twist. I mean, open bend here, right? Side bend. Keep reaching, but don't lose the grounding of your right sit bone. Reach it up and over. Then come back to center. Walk your hands to either side of your right thigh. Square yourself over your right leg and then switch sides. Fold it down as straight and square as you can. When you get there, try to point your left toes now away from you as you engage your heart forward down the right leg. All these oppositions are so powerful. Good. Maybe micro bend that left knee, really press that left heel into the mat, and then extend it back out, finding a little more space. One more breath here. Then take your right forearm to the inside of your right leg, palm facing up. Press down into that arm and your left sit bone to reach up and find the space. And then exhale, take it to the side without losing contact. Breathing. Inhale here. Exhale. Next inhale, come all the way back up to seated. Take your hands behind your thighs. Bring your legs in, hug it in for a moment, and then extend your legs out in front of you. We're gonna, let's do a little bit of play in forearm stand just to get some play time in. So we're gonna come back onto our mats. Come down, like start in child's pose, walk your forearms out in front of you. Good. Nice and parallel here, coming straight out from your shoulders. And then start to walk yourself into this forearm downward facing dog. Good, walking your feet in. Keep pressing into your forearms. Think about hollowing out your armpits here so they're not sinking, right? Your whole back body is nice and strong. Drop your head and gaze at your navel or in between your legs. Beautiful, and just stay here, really pressing down, feeling that foundation all the way up to your fingertips from your elbows. Breathing here, maybe lifting one leg at a time. Keep sending your chest back towards your thigh. Maybe lifting the other leg up. Good, engage your core here. Use that to lift a little higher. And then as you exhale your left foot down, just bring your knees down to the mat for a moment. Give yourself a break. Good, and then yogi's choice for this next round before we start to slow it down. You can work on your forearm stand, or if you are not ready for that and you're working on the strength, you can come back to the dolphin and do some more leg lifts here, which are good, or you can take a leg lift and hug it in to build some core strength here, right? Kind of taking these same version of what we've been doing, but from a different position. Beautiful. One other option is to stay on your forearms, come into a forearm plank, and just do some taps with your knees to your forearms. Finding stability in your core, right? It's kind of like 5 minutes of free time on the playground. Beautiful, Carrie. Beautiful stuff. I can't see you. Good, Carrie, tuck your tail up towards your heels. Good, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That was great. And you got a 10 for the dismount. Good, take a couple more breaths wherever you are. I always like to try and squeeze in a little bit of like playtime, free time, inversion time here, just to start to build some strength and change things up. From child's pose, just come up to sit, slide your legs out in front of you. Good. Start to lower yourself all the way down onto your backs. Coming into a quick shoulder stand here. Always a nice way to sort of slow it down and end the practice. Sealing in this energy by getting our feet up above our heart. Shimmy your shoulders in a little bit closer to lift your hips up a little higher. Good. Really spread your hands nice and wide. Get your whole palm to contact your back. And then tuck the tail up toward the heels as you squeeze your legs in. Keep them nice and active like you're squeezing a block there. One more breath here. Beautiful. And then keeping that contact of your hands to your back, start to send your legs back behind you, coming into plow pose. Breathing here. And then bend your knees to either side of your front foot, either side of your head. Good. Really feeling weight in your shins. I don't know how else to express that. You really want to feel your legs really falling heavy, opening up your lower back. Good, Carrie. Press your shins down if you can. One more breath here. And then extend your arms down the mat as you straighten your legs, roll yourself all the way back down. Popping up into fish pose here. We didn't get to back bends. I never have enough time. If you need a back bend or any other poses toward the end of the practice after we do fish, you're always welcome to do that to complete your practice as we start to settle down into Shavasana. Good. From your fish pose, just breathe it out in through your nose, out through your mouth. Really let it go. And as you're ready, like I said, do anything else that you need for you. And then start to settle yourself down into Shavasana. Letting your toes flop out. Move your arms away from your body. Take one deep breath before you settle in, and then exhale, let it go. Feel your body melting down into the earth. And remain there. Slowly start to reawaken your body and your breath, bringing small movements to your fingers and toes, rocking your head gently side to side. And then taking a deep inhale, reach your arms up overhead, take that nice full body stretch, really feeling, right? Taking notice here of all the space you've created. And as you exhale, gather the knees into the chest, pausing there to give yourself a well-deserved hug. And with your eyes gently remaining closed, make your way to seated position. Right back where we began, but so much has changed, right? On that nice tall spine. And as always, just check back in with yourself. Shrug your shoulders up by your ears, roll them back, just as we did at the beginning of class. And notice the difference. Notice all the changes and all the space you've created in your heart, your mind, and your body. And use that as a tool as you move through your day and share this amazing energy with yourself and with others. We'll close together with Lokha Samastha, coming with that nice tall spine, gently engaged core here for a nice tall seated position. Inhale all together. Lokha Samastha Sukhino Bhavantu. Lokha Samastha Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Bring your hands together, heart center, bow your chin towards your chest. Take this moment to thank yourself, celebrate yourself, and acknowledge that the true teacher and everything that you need lies right within you. Bring your prayer to your third eye, sealing in the practice. We bow forward together. Namaste.